Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Film Reel. This is the Lifeguard's new movie talk show, movie news, and anything related to film. I'm your host, Aries, and I'm joined by Sam. Introduce yourself, Sam.
My name is Sam Owens. You can see my letterbox top 4 here. Fight Club would be my number 5. We have the Coen brothers, my favorite directors, and Jay Baruchel, my favorite actor.
And I'm Aries, Aries Kim. This is my letterbox top 4. And my favorite actor, Philip Seymour Hoffman. And my favorite director, Wong Kar-wai. Our first topic of discussion is Eli Roth's new horror feature, Thanksgiving.
So, for some background, in 2007, Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez did a double feature called Grindhouse with their movies Planet Terror and Death Proof. And in between the two movies, there were mock trailers, one of them being Thanksgiving by Eli Roth. And now, 16 years later, it's a full feature film. And I was really excited because I like Eli Roth and I love Hostel. And so we went in theaters to watch it just after it came out. And it was so bad.
It's not good.
It was so bad.
It's doing that thing that a lot of modern horror movies try to do, where it tries to be camp and make itself a cult classic, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's definitely like fun to watch with friends and make fun of, because the writing is just hilarious.
Okay, Ryan's fine. He's harmless, like an NPC.
But like
Harmless like an NPC.
harmless like an NPC.
Thanks, pal.
But yeah, it's definitely a stinker, especially given the quality of horror movies that have been coming out,
Whoa.
and even horror movies that like aren't going for something like
Yeah.
high concept, like Talk to Me, like that was a good horror movie, and it wasn't going like for a crazy Ari Aster kind of thing. It's just kind of
Flop.
it falls flat,
Flop.
unfortunately. But keeping in the realm of horror, we have Saw X.
Saw X, the 10th installment of the Saw franchise. Because X is the Roman numeral. When you look at the past 3 Saw movies that came out, Spiral, Jigsaw, and Saw 3D, you kind of think this is like awful. It just keeps getting worse. It's like, what are you gonna do? And so when they announced Saw X, I was very excited but very skeptical. But it takes place between the first and second movie, which are the best. So I had high hopes. I was really hoping they weren't gonna do anything crazy. And it was actually pretty good. It was decent. I enjoyed the traps. I enjoyed the story. And I'm actually very pleasantly surprised with how it came out. They did announce Saw 11 to come out in theaters next year, which I'm excited about. The writers of the past few Saw movies said they were taking a step back, so I'm excited to see who picks it up. Yeah,
So I'm not a particularly huge Saw fan. I've seen the first 3.
the good ones.
But I know that a lot of Saw fans, like, kind of in their head, they have rankings of where traps, like, what movies have the best traps. Where would you put Saw X as far as, like, trap quality?
Logically, for the story, I think the traps are pretty decent. I'd put them at like 4th place, maybe. It would probably go 1, 2, 3, and then 10, because after 3 it just gets ridiculous. But I think in terms of gore, it would be it'd be 3rd place probably.
Okay. So our next topic, we're going to Roma, which has just turned 5 years old. It came out around this time, 5 years ago in 2018. If you remember back to my Letterboxd top 4, this sat pretty snugly in 2nd place. I think Roma is an amazing film. If you were to ask me what the best film of the 21st century is so far, I would probably say Roma. This film is amazing. It is so beautiful. It's really sad. I'm glad that we're able to celebrate it on our show, turning 5 years old. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's on Netflix. It's amazing. And Alfonso Cuarón is actually working on a new series with Cate Blanchett and Sacha Baron Cohen called Disclaimer. And I've also I read somewhere that he is also doing a film about Philip K. Dick, but we shall see where his career takes him. He is an incredible director, and I'm excited for the future. Go see Roma. Speaking of celebrating achievements in film, like with Roma, Tony Leung at the Venice International Film Festival this year got a Lifetime Achievement Award. Which is just, it warms my heart. Like, I love Tony Leung. I love the Hong Kong cinema scene. You could recall my favorite director is Wong Kar-wai, and Tony Leung is a mainstay in Wong Kar-wai's films. If you haven't seen In the Mood for Love or Happy Together, Days of Being Wild, definitely go check those out. Definitely just check out the Hong Kong cinema scene in general if you're looking to get into international film. Tony Leung is an incredible actor. You might have seen him in Shang-Chi, and it's just amazing to see him getting his flowers, getting some recognition towards the end of his career. So
Look how happy he
he
is.
is amazing. I love him.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
So exciting.
Yes, Robert Eggers, one of my favorite modern directors. His newest project, Nosferatu, got a confirmed release date of Christmas 2024, which is a whole year from now. It's going to be a long wait, but everything that Robert Eggers touches is gold, in my opinion.
I'm so excited to see his take on Nosferatu. I love the original film. And I'm also so excited for Nicholas Hoult
Nicholas
in
Hoult.
this movie.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoult, Lily Rose Depp. It's shaping up to be a really, really cool horror feature. Really excited. Last time, I don't really consider The Lighthouse a horror film. I think it more as thriller. But the last time Robert Eggers did horror, which is The Witch, it was absolutely breathtaking. So I'm very excited to see what he does with Nosferatu. And speaking of release dates, Furiosa also got a release date with Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth for May of 2024. So that's also an exciting new release coming soon. Keep an eye out for that, especially as a Mad Max fan. And finally, let's talk about Poor Things. There are certain films, like Nosferatu, for example, that I track its progress from the beginning. And Poor Things is one of those films. I am a sucker for Yorgos Lanthimos. I've seen pretty much all of his features. He is one of my favorites. You see on my Letterboxd, in fourth place is the favorite. He is just an incredible director. He really adds just such a unique touch to any project he works on. And Poor Things is shaping up to be one of his best, I've heard, one of his best films. Supposed to see it on December 8th.
Yes, we were going to go watch it, but it was actually only in select theaters, which we did not anticipate.
No. Yeah, Select Theaters December 8th. It's getting a wider release this Friday on the 15th. But on the 22nd is when we'll finally be able to see it. And I am so excited for that. I can hardly contain myself.
Then we will report back.
Yes, of course. I haven't been this excited to see a movie since The Green Knight came out. And all signs point to this being better than The Green Knight. I like The Green Knight, but it really didn't get that much critical acclaim. So Poor Things is definitely like... I've never been this excited for a release yet. So, fingers crossed. And
that's all we've got today.
that brings us to the end of our show.
But here's some more of our favorites because we couldn't help ourselves. Justin and Paul and Edward, my favorite actors as well.
I got Steve, Emma, and Willem. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned for more movie news.